So today we're really excited. This is part 1 of 2. We're going to be going over technology.
Yeah.
And tools that you can use, things that make your life easier. Working with businesses, I see that they way underutilize technology. And I think that one of the reasons is because there are so many options out there and it's overwhelming. And if what you're doing is working, why change it, right?
Yep.
The Business Project Podcast.
Business can be complicated.
We break it down so regular people like us
Can understand and find success. I'm John Crespo, accountant and consultant.
I'm Casey Bryant, marketer and event planner.
If you run a business
or want to run a business,
welcome to the show.
What's up, everybody? Woohoo! It's Thursday.
It is no, it's Friday.
We record on Friday, but it comes out on Thursday, so it's Thursday for
My
them.
bad. It's Thursday.
I hope you guys. You could technically be watching any day of the week, but
That's true.
Whatever day it is in your world right now, we hope that you guys are having a wonderful one.
It's your day.
And we hope to make it better.
Yes.
By giving you some amazing information today.
I always learn something.
Me too.
So, I mean, as long as I'm learning something, we can have these conversations all the time. Because I can take it and implement it.
Yes.
And I'd be like, wow.
And I think a lot of what we go over is stuff that you guys probably already know.
Yeah.
But as business owners, we need these reminders, man.
We do.
We talk about all the time how we don't do things that we talk about in our podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, but nobody implements them. So, we all go through that.
Yeah. So we're hoping by hammering it in your brain every week that it's going to get you on the right track.
We can only hope.
Yes. So today we're really excited. This is part 1 of 2. We're going to be going over technology.
Yeah.
And tools that you can use, things that make your life easier. Working with businesses, I see that they way underutilize technology. And I think that one of the reasons is because there are so many options out there and it's overwhelming. And if what you're doing is working, why change it, right?
Yep. And people, believe it or not, are still kind of old school.
They are.
A lot of people like paper, and writing stuff down and, crumbling up old notes that they need, throwing it in the trash and then can't find it later.
Nope.
We still like doing that kind of
The
stuff.
worst, I do that all the time. I like paper and pen, and I'll bring paper and pen to a meeting and I'll take notes and then I'll leave it at my desk and I'll need it at home and I'll be like, dang it, if I would have used my iPad.
Yep. Then you're shifting through that 50,000 notebooks that you have, trying to find out, what happened a year ago in one of those meetings. And yeah, we just add work to ourselves.
We do. So today's podcast, we're going to talk about just operations. So great apps, great programs, great systems, online tools for operations. And then next week, we're going to get into specifically creating content, video, which, by the way, if you're a small business owner and you're not doing video, man, you are missing out on the boat because, sorry, you're going to have to get to know video, but it's okay. Don't get overwhelmed. We have a bunch of tools that we'll go over next week that'll help you jump
good
in.
Stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of I said my iPad, which is what I use, and you use Remarkable, right?
I love that
as a
thing.
notebook.
Yeah.
So what do you love about Remarkable and not love about Remarkable?
So I'm one of those old school people, right, that likes to write on a notebook, and they're not sponsoring this thing, which they should, but I'm gonna go in on them because I love it. The Remarkable is a kind of like a notebook tablet. You can't do anything else on it except take notes, right? You can, and what you write in there gets shared to all of your like Google Inbox, Dropbox, all that stuff, and you can even email from it. Right. But you can't, there's no internet. You're not going to get on the internet, although it has the Wi-Fi access so it can sync. But you're not going to get apps, nothing like that. It's meant for, productivity.
A notebook.
Don't
get distracted by all the apps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing that I really like about it, though, is that when you write on it, it feels like you're writing in a notebook.
It does feel really cool.
Yeah. So it gives you that kind of like old school feel. And the pen and the writing is very, it's very responsive. So it's just like you're writing in a notebook.
That's really cool. And if you mess up, you can, or want to move something, you can like circle it and move it and do those types of things too that you can't do on a regular notebook.
Exactly. So it's a lot cleaner. And then you can write it, and then it converts to text if you want to. If you want to
have sloppy writing.
Exactly, and you want to share it in like an email or something like that, it'll convert it to text so you can share it. So it has a lot of functionality that us kind of like old school heads would like, but also introduce us to the world of technology at the same time. So it's like a bridge. I consider it like a bridge into the technology world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I went with the iPad, which is very similar to the Remarkable as far as what I use it for. But what I like about it is I do have all the apps in one place. I can do all of the other things with it. We use Trello. I've mentioned that several times in past podcasts, which is that, again, none of the organizations that we're talking about, the businesses that we're talking about today, are sponsored. It's just tools that we personally use or that some of our businesses that we work with use. And I do love it because you can do everything. I check my email on it. It's like a one-stop shop if I don't feel like carrying my big laptop around.
That's another thing, is that when you embrace technology, you can carry less. It makes your ability to get up and go that much easier. You don't have to worry about, I got to grab my book bag of notebooks and all that stuff. Even though I carry my book bag with my laptop and my Remarkable in there and all of that, but that's about it. So it's a lot easier and lighter.
You do have to make sure that it's charged, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's the downside. Many of times I have opened up to make notes. And
Get you a charging bank, right?
Yeah.
What are those? It's like a charging bank? Mm-hmm. Yeah, get you one of those.
Portable charger. Create a good charging routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing that I don't like about the iPad is that it doesn't feel like you're writing on paper. I wish that was, I think if the iPad had a different feeling when you were writing, they would be 100% on board. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not in the Apple ecosystem, but when I was searching for, the ability to have a notebook, I was looking at the Samsung Galaxy Tab. They have it's the competitor to Apple, and it's the same thing. The glass on it, you don't have that feel, and it smudges. You get all that stuff on it. You have to worry about cleaning it all the time. But the Remarkable has that kind of like opaque, kind of like cover, and it doesn't get smudgy. You don't have to worry about making sure it's clean, and you can see what you're doing. It's just it fits what it needs very well.
I think you probably have some people sold on getting a Remarkable. Yeah.
Get it. Hey, and tell them that I really recommended it, so maybe I can get a cut from that.
Yeah. So that's one thing, I guess, number one that we're getting into is figuring out some sort of digital notebook, whether it be a Remarkable, whether it be a Samsung, whether it be an iPad. That has just made life for me so much easier as far as, taking notes, moving your notes around, organizing your notes, saving time, and having it all in one place. Yes. That's the biggest thing, is it's all in one place. Yeah. And one of the apps that I use is Good Notes within the iPad, and it's cool because it syncs with my computer too, and you can create like folders of your notes and all the things. So there's different apps that you can get to, I'm sure, in Samsung and in the iPad that can help make your life easier.
Yeah, for sure. I think Google has Keep. I think it's called Keep or something like that. Similar concept. Yeah. That's another
free.
thing. That's another thing about those tablets, like the iPads and the Samsungs. You need an app to take good notes and to kind of like organize your stuff. You don't need that on the Remarkable.
It comes with
it's
it, huh?
It's all native.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, so let's move on. So a digital notebook would be the first recommendation that we make for technology. I would say close behind that, or if not even with that, is an accounting program.
Yes.
That syncs with your bank, that does all of your transactions, that does your reports. We've talked about this several times in podcasts. And some great, obviously the most popular one is QuickBooks.
Yes.
And
they have a chokehold on that industry for sure.
Yeah. So what are positives and negatives of QuickBooks?
The cost is a negative, right? It's one of the most expensive ones out there. I would say another negative is it's not the most user-friendly.
It's very complex.
It's very complex. But it's like that because it can handle everything. I think that's one of the good things about QuickBooks is it doesn't matter the industry you're in. QuickBooks has something to help you manage your business, manage your financials. They're the first to the game. So they've had the opportunity to study every industry very well and see what the needs are out there and create their system to kind of meet that.
And they've been out for a long time, which is another advantage that they have.
Yeah. So they have, when you're first to the, what do you call it? First to market, you have the first to market advantage. And, they've had it, but they're losing some steam.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of other options that are coming out.
A lot of good ones.
What are some of the good ones?
You have Wave. Wave is a good one. It's very cost effective. Xero. I think the biggest competitor right now to QuickBooks is Xero.
Xero?
Yeah.
I use Wave.
Yeah.
I really like Wave. Wave to me is way more simple than QuickBooks.
It's one of the most user-friendly ones out there too.
Yeah.
And they make it very easy to use.
And you can also do payroll and other things through Wave. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're you're thinking about getting into business, you're an entrepreneur, right? You're starting out. You don't have like a whole lot of experience in your financials and stuff like that. Go with something other than QuickBooks so that you can get, the feel.
Yeah.
You can get an understanding. But if your business becomes very complex, then you want to make sure you're in the right system.
Right. You need something that can do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Xero and QuickBooks, they can handle complexity.
So what's Xero? Tell us a little bit about that.
So Xero it's like a hybrid in between Wave and QuickBooks.
So the next step up. Beginners is Wave, waveapps.com, I think is what that is.
Yeah.
The next one is Xero, and then the more advanced is QuickBooks.
Yeah. And it's Xero with an X.
Okay.
Not a Z.
Oh.
So if you type in Xero.com, you're not going to, with a Z, you're not going to
Xero.
It's Xero. But it's very user-friendly as well. Xero is great for online businesses. So if you do like e-commerce, things like that, you handle inventory and
that's nice.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Xero is great for that.
Okay, cool. So that's the second one. So digital notebook, great accounting system.
Yeah.
Make sure that no matter what accounting system you get, it gives you reports that you need. It automatically connects to your bank account. I work with somebody that I've been trying to get him to do this forever.
Yeah.
He still keeps all of his transactions in a spreadsheet. And the amount of time that he takes doing all of that. And he has a great system, it's like set up to automatically generate reports and do things like that. I mean, a spreadsheet can be pretty advanced too.
It can.
But I'm like, man, if you only knew how simple it was, I mean, you
Right.
just get something else.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so plug and play too,
Yeah.
and it's geared on automation. And I think the good thing that we're talking about technology is because as a business owner, you want to think about what can you automate in your business to make your life easier, right? You want to focus on growing your business, bringing in sales, the thing that really makes an impact on your bottom line.
We should have led with that.
We should have.
Yes.
We can do how we do the intro?
Yeah.
We'll make this the intro.
Yes.
But it's, if you focus on the mundane stuff, the stuff that's repetitive, that's what you really want technology to take off your plate so that you can focus on the heavy stuff.
Right.
So that's the main reason why we're talking about this.
And the tedious stuff, if technology can take care of it and probably honestly do it better than you can and faster than you can, then why are you still spending your time doing those things?
For real. If you can take 20 minutes a day back, right? That's how many minutes in a week is that? 100 if you do 5 days a week?
Yeah.
That's
Good job
over
with
2
your
hours,
math.
right? Yeah, it's my bookkeeping background. But what can you do with that time?
Yeah, that would be great.
Spend time with your family. Like you can actually do something with that time, and that's the goal. Get your time back.
Yeah. Okay, so digital notebook, great accounting system.
Yeah.
The next one on my list would be just a system to keep track of all of your information, all of your tasks, all of anything that you're doing internally within your business. We've talked several times in podcasts about the importance of creating systems and making sure that you're writing that down so that you're not having to recreate anytime you train somebody to make a hot dog if you have a hot dog stand, or anytime you bring on a new client, you have to have, this is step 1 and this is step 2 and this is step 3. And it takes a lot of time to get all of that together. But once you get it together, then it makes your business better because you don't have to recreate the system every single time. You don't have to think. You can bring others to be able to delegate those tasks. And then you can also figure out what's working and what's not working if you're doing it the same time.
Yeah.
Or the same way every time.
So is that like a workflow system? That's where you use Trello for, right?
Yeah, that's what we use Trello for. Our team, we get the paid version of Trello. There's different plans that you can get. And we definitely do the paid version. Totally worth it. We do so many things. Trello integrates also with our website, with Constant Contact, which is going to be another one that we're going to talk about, is getting emails. That's an
important one.
Yeah. So it integrates with all of these things, and you can assign people to tasks. You can create due dates. You can create checklists within those. And it's just, we wouldn't be able to operate without that, especially our team only meets in person once a week for the most part. And so this gives us the ability to still work together and be on the same page without having to be together all the time.
What if you don't have a team? Is Trello still good for that?
Oh, yeah,
like keeping
definitely.
yourself on track?
Yes, because if you're doing certain things every day, you still need to create those, those tasks, those processes of what you're doing, because eventually, hopefully you want to have a team. You want to be able to delegate things. And also you can create your self checklist. So if there's things that you do consistently every week, you need to, do your accounting. You need to answer emails. You need to, you can use Trello to keep yourself on task for all of those things.
I love that. Sometimes I get lost in my calendar because I live off my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, I ain't doing it, right? But sometimes I miss some things. So having a better system like a Trello, I think it's a great idea because it allows you to, like you said, create your processes. I would say even if I'm like a sole person with no team, get the free version just so I can use it for myself. Does a lot. Yeah. And then it helps me create everything I need so that when we're bringing on teams, we can then, hey, here's the way it goes. Automatically, we understand how Trello works. We can share that information. It makes it easier in just bringing your team up to speed too.
Yes, you can do attachments on it too, which is nice. So we have a board on our Trello that has all of our contracts and things like that. So the idea for our Trello is it's one place. It's one place. If our team needs passwords for things, if they need printables, that we have available, if they need, scripts, so social media scripts. So when we get messages coming in, we have canned responses that anybody from our team can kind of pull and customize so that we all sound very similar. It doesn't sound like a different person or a different company answering every time. So even for yourself, if you're just by yourself, instead of having to, a lot of times we get the same messages that come in, instead of having to start from scratch and answer that message, you just create a canned response in Trello, you copy it and paste it, and there you go.
Nice.
So there's a lot of things that you can use it for. Another tool that people use for similar things is Monday.com.
I heard of Monday.
That's a really popular one. People love Monday.com. And I think those are probably two of the most popular ones that I can think of. There's a lot more out there. So many programs.
Yeah, you know what? And that's when you mentioned it earlier when we first started talking, that it can get overwhelming, right? Trying to find the program that's right for you. I would say do your research and do the top 3, and then just mess around with it. Do the free trial in the top 3. Mess around with it on your off time, and the one that resonates with you is the one you go with. And that just brings you into the ecosystem. And then you can say, well, you know what? Now my business has converted, got a little bit more complex. I kind of need a program that can handle that. And then you build your way up to actually create the right system that works for you.
Yeah, it definitely takes time.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't do it, is because it takes time on the front end to do the research, to try this new thing, to learn how it works. And they're like, well, why would I spend time doing that if I could just get the task done right now? But it definitely saves time, especially if the program that you're using hold you accountable, creates some sort of accountability. Like sales is another great way. You could even use Trello for your sales tracking, which is another type of thing that you need.
Pipeline.
A pipeline. Yep. So like you can create a card with a business on it and then say, hey, here's the checklist. Here's the people that need to be tagged in the certain things. This is what needs to happen. And it'll give you reminders at certain times.
That's cool.
Yes. So I think even though it takes time to set all that stuff up, it can help hold you accountable. It can save you time in the back end, especially if you're using it, for a wide variety of tasks.
Building something good is going to take time. Always. It's not going to come easy. I think we said that before. Nothing good comes easy, right? Mm-mm. So you got to take the time in the front end to build it, because the goal, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you eventually want to work on your business, not in your business.
Right.
Right. So creating the right foundation will allow you to take a step out of your business, and it still runs without you being there.
So nice.
You can take a trip
yeah.
one day, why not?
Take an early Friday.
For real.
Yeah.
Wish I could do that today.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So accounting system, it is for that. For whatever day you are, you need to be able to automate these things so you could take a half day.
Exactly.
So a notebook, an accounting system, some system to keep track of all of your information, your task lists, your to-dos. If you have a team, you need a communication system, whether that be WhatsApp or Slack or there's so many communication systems now. We won't get too far into that, but that is something that you need for sure. And then a way to track your sales process. And that could be Trello or Monday.com or whatever you use. But some popular ones for that would be Salesforce, Insightly. Yeah. There's a lot of programs that are specifically made.
Pipedrive is another one.
Pipedrive. And then, and again, we don't want to take you too long, so we're going to kind of zip through these next ones. But keeping track of customers is
CRM.
another. That's another program you need to have.
I think that's huge.
That is huge.
If you're not reaching out to the people that have done business with you, then you're missing out on sales.
Yes.
You want to stay top of mind, and that's what these systems are for.
You also want to have a place to take notes on them, so you can go back and have personal conversations. So it's not just like you're freshly meeting that person new every time. People really appreciate being remembered. Their names and the names of their kids, or, the
birthdays,
anniversary of their business or their birthday, things like that. So having a CRM system, which stands for Customer Relationship Management.
Yes. You want to manage that relationship with your customers. What is the system that you use?
We use Trello for that too.
You use Trello for a CRM?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a board. So in Trello, you can create they're called boards. And they're like folders. So we have a folder, like our team folder, that has, passwords that the whole team needs to know, just general team stuff. And then all of our documents, the canned responses, those type of things. And then we have a whole folder for our businesses that pay us. And so that is, we have checklists within that for all the things that we have to do for them every month. And then we make notes in their cards too. And then we have another folder for just all the business. We work with hundreds of businesses every week. Yeah. And we have them categorized by Eat, Shop, and Play. And you can just, make a card for each business, and then you can alphabetize it. You can make notes. My team can go in and, if they drop in a business, they can make a quick note. Like, I stopped in this business and said hi, and this is what happened. So anytime we go into a business, we can pull up that card, excuse me, and see exactly what happened.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about communicating with your customers?
With the customers? Yeah. So I think that needs to be let's finish with that one.
Yeah. Is that different though? Customer communication, and isn't that part of CRM?
It can be. We use Constant Contact.
Constant Contact.
Yep. There's so many other ones, ConvertKit, MailChimp, just, mail. Those are more like newsletter. But what we kind of incorporate that into our communication, because then we can track it. You can see if they opened it. You can go back and, look through them.
So I like that you said that. As a business, you want to market your business, right? and communicate with your business, with the people that your customers. But you also want to find out what's effective. Like what are they resonating with? What are they opening? So that kind of system helps with that.
It does, yeah, because if you send them an email, you can see if they opened it or not. And then it helps hold them accountable too. When they call you and say, hey, I never got that email or whatever, you could say, yeah, we sent it out at this day, at this time. It says that you opened it.
Yeah, I love that.
That's happened several times.
Yeah.
We didn't know about this special. And we're like, oh, yeah, well, we sent it in an email and you opened it.
Right. You got to hold your clients accountable too.
Yes.
Well, why not?
So that's what we use. And then we also use our text club for communication, because some businesses they love email. Other ones love text message. Other ones do phone calls. So in our Trello board, we have, under that customer, what their preferred way of communication is. And so some of them do it through, we've done a whole podcast on text club and the importance of it.
That's awesome.
It is great. That phone number also gives them the ability to text us stuff, and it all gets saved under their phone number. So we can just go to that phone number. Anybody on our team can pull up any text that we've done with the customer.
I love it. That's good stuff.
Really great.
So that brings us to the end, right?
Yeah. Can you think of anything else technology-wise? We're going to go into social media and video, and all of that is next. We're not even going to get into that today.
I think for the operations stuff, we pretty much covered like the major aspects of operating a business and how you can automate the different, let's just say departments. So you do your own research though, but we threw out some good ones for you to check out so that you're not digging the deep hole, like going down the rabbit hole and exposing yourself to all these different things. We threw out some ones that are worth checking out. Yeah,
for sure. And there's many more that we didn't mention today, but at least hopefully this kind of got you started thinking headed in the right direction.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait till next week.
Yeah, we will see you guys next week. We'll go into the technology when it comes to social media, video editing, all that stuff. Ooh.
That's huge.
All right. See you then.
Bye.